Mm-hmm. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, depending on what time zone you're in or what time you're watching this video. And today we're back with Gracie Abrams, someone new to the channel. I haven't heard any of her songs, I don't think, at least not to my knowledge. But she just released a new album, and I'm pretty excited because there's been a lot of buzz around the album. And why not take a listen? She's apparently an amazing artist. So without further ado, love you all. Let's jump right in, shall we? Let's go. Ooh, I like the synth vibe.
How long have I got in the hot light till the shine rust? I've been thinking through the hard stuff over light drugs like every night. No, you don't need to come over, cause the crowd please, and I'm tired slowly, morphed into a poser.
Damn.
Barely know her anymore. Do I look high functioning, or is my facade crumbling? Oh God, don't actually answer me, Caroline. But oh well, look at my life. Bet you can't tell, but it's kind of a bad time. A new spiral every night, bawling my eyes out. No, but I'm so fine. Yeah, my
Oh damn. Damn. Okay.
Party with the big shots and the Barbies empty. Talking till my ears bleed. He's holding a pill. He thinks that I should take one, but I'll raise him to the whole bunch. Kidding, God, he thinks I'm stupid. What it got punched, but then we go downtown. There's no medicine.
I love that we're building on like this build. Wow, that's so dope.
Judge myself with just as much as I do when I'm sitting here. I miss my friends that disappeared and haven't seen them in a year. God, what am I doing here? Oh, my life that you can't tell, but it's kind of a bad time.
I love that she's escaping to like the country. Oh, that's so cool. Damn. That was really cool. Wow. I think it's so cool because the song and the beat don't really match the lyrics, right? And so there's this like dichotomy in the experience. It's like the beat and the sound, right? The music almost feels like what it's supposed to feel like, this feeling that we're having or that we're supposed to be experiencing right now. Because the song is about like her journey and how it's taken her to places that are different from where she started, and she kind of knew what to expect but didn't expect herself to change as much as she did, or at least her experience to change as much as she did, because she's missing all the people that she used to have in her life. She's missing the way that it used to feel, and it feels a lot more hollow now. And so it's about getting to a place where you had like imagined it a certain way and you had dreams of it a certain way, but when you get there you're like, damn, maybe this wasn't exactly what I wanted, and maybe this isn't exactly how I wanted it. And that's kind of the realization she's coming to here. So the music matches the idealized version of what we thought, whereas the lyrics are our internal kind of struggle that we're having as we're actually going through it. And that's such a, I love when those things are kind of like juxtaposed against each other like that, because especially when it's in the song itself, like not just the lyrics but actually the creation of the song, that just adds so much to the layers of it. And she does she obviously is a talented writer, because there's a lot going on here that you can almost like sympathize with, you can actually really relate to, because this is an experience all of us probably have had, maybe not in the same way she has, but in a way where we expected something and we got there and we're like, maybe this isn't quite what I wanted, right? And it's almost about that moment where you start to reflect on, is this the person that I want to be now? And she's starting to realize maybe that's not it. Maybe this is not the person who I want to be. That's why she starts breaking the mirrors, because she doesn't like her reflection in that moment. And that's such a great way to show that. And then it shows her kind of escaping to the countryside and literally getting away on a hot air balloon, where she's finally decided who she wants to be. And you kind of see almost like a catharsis of change. And I love that, because she's almost like she's changed back a little bit to, or at least changed the way that she wants to pursue this version of herself, which is brilliant. Wow, this is a great song, and I really like that it's got like this like really like bouncy synth vibe, and it seems like it's one of those songs where if you're not really listening close enough, you might just think it's one that's like fun and enjoyable, but it's like there's layers to it, and I really like that. Damn. Okay, let's go back and listen. So if you're new to the channel, what I usually do is I listen once just to hear it all. Then we jump back and then we kind of break down part by part. If you're not here for that, if you're here just for the reaction, so appreciate you. Much love. I'll see you on the next one. But let's go back, because I want to go back and actually like be able to break it all down. And I love that we start with the car in like she's turning on the engine and stuff, because like this is where the journey began, right? This is her stepping forward into this life and starting to drive, and this is what she thought she was gonna move towards, and that's so cool to start it off like that.
How long have I got in the hot light till the shine rust? I've been thinking through the hard stuff over light drugs like every night.
Even that, like, it's such a small line. I've been thinking through the hard stuff over light drugs almost every night. It really tells you about the state of mind that she's in. She almost needs that to cope as she thinks about all these difficult things. Something I really like as well is like she starts off saying, how long have I got till the shine rusts and the hot lights and like that? Because she's in the spotlight now, right? Like she's now at the center of the music, like not like, or like she's being recognized. So she's literally in the spotlight. And so she's like, how long till people start getting bored, or how long till the industry itself starts to think I'm not good enough and stuff like that. And like those thoughts start to pervade your head. And she's thinking about all that, probably along with all the stuff of like, have I really changed as a person? All the really heavy stuff that is almost internal that is now also bogging down her mind. So of course she's kind of reaching for some almost like vices to help her out in that moment. And that's such a brilliant way to show that.
Over light drugs like every night. No, you don't need to come over, 'cause the crowd please, and I'm tired slow.
Even there, she says, you don't need to come over because I crowd please. And it's like, this is what I've noticed since this last little bit, is I've been spending a lot of time thinking about what the world wants of me, not so much what I want for myself. And so that tells you the state that she's in. She's really trying to make the world appreciate her music. And so in that sense, she's done anything she can to kind of get it to the eyes and get it to the world, and in that sense she's almost lost a part of herself, because she's feeling like she's crowd pleasing. She's doing the things that others need, not so much she needs, including if she was to invite this person over, she'd do the same thing and not think about her own self, but then focus on them. But in a way that's almost her escaping, and that's one of her escapisms, I'm sure.
To come over, 'cause the crowd please, and I'm tired slowly, morphed into a poser, barely know her anymore. Do I look high functioning, or is my facade crumbling? No, God, don't actually answer me, Carol.
I don't know who Caroline is. However, I think that's an amazing choice of lyrics there, because it's like you want to know if this idea that you're setting forth for everyone to see, this person, this facade that you've made, is it still holding true, or is it starting to falter? And yet at the same time, you don't want to know, because if it's faltering, what can you do about it? And if it's not, that means it's almost becoming real, right? So you're stuck in either negative option. Either it's working so well that it almost feels like it's become who you are, or it's not working and you're starting to fall apart and something's going to go wrong soon. So either way, you're kind of doomed. And that's kind of the thought she has. That's why she's like, don't even answer it. I don't even want to know, because either way, I'm not going to be happy about the answer. Damn.
No, God don't actually answer me, Carol. But oh well, look at my life. Bet you can't tell, but it's kind of a bad time. A new spiral every night. Bawling my eyes out, no, but I'm so fine. Yeah,
That line, like, no, but I'm so fine, is so good because it's almost conversational, right? But it's also like she's trying to convince someone, but the only person that's in, like, she's talking to herself in the song. So the person who's going to hear the song is almost like she's trying to convince herself. But at the same time, that's probably what she's been saying to everyone else. So it's like this buildup of, yeah, I'm fine, don't worry about it. I'm fine, don't worry about it. And then that's what you're kind of seeing is finally led to this moment. I also really like, I didn't actually realize it the first time, but we've got her kind of in front of the dumpster fire. She says, like, look at my life. It probably looks great, but it's not. And it's like, you know, that the meme of the dog, it's like, everything's fine. Don't worry about it. That's kind of how she's feeling right now. And so there's literally a fire going on behind her. But what's cool about that is look at how the room fills with smoke after we get to that thought. So it's like when she's not thinking about it, the room is a little bit more clear. And then when she starts to think about the fact that her life is not exactly how it's supposed to be and how it almost feels much more fragile and less fun to live than it looks, and she starts talking about it, that's when the inner mind starts to get smoky and cloudy with all those thoughts. And so that's why this room now starts to fill with those thoughts too. And she's looking around trying to figure out the answer. And that's so brilliant.
a new spiral every night. Bawling my eyes out, no, but I'm so fine. Yeah, I might just shut up and drive. Hope I don't crash and blow out the headlights. My nightmare actualized. Got what I wanted, it doesn't sit right. Just
Even that, like, think about the line as my nightmare actualized, when it's really like it's also the dream. It was the dreams that she used to have of being this mega star, probably, right? Like, as you're an artist, you're like, I can't wait till people recognize my music. And so she had these dreams of that, but now she's changed to my nightmare actualized, because it's like she realized that that dream she had maybe wasn't exactly what she wanted. So it was actually turned into a nightmare in her, almost like in her mouth, as she's like finally obtaining it. And that's such a difficult thing to have to recognize, is that that thing that you were chasing is actually not real, or it is not the way that you wanted it to be. And this, honestly though, the thing about this song that I think strikes so true is, like, sometimes you just don't know what someone's going through. Someone could look at her life and be like, wow, I want to be just like her. I think she has such an amazing life. She can't have anything going wrong at any point. Like, it must all be so happy. But even like this is to show you that it's not, oh, the grass is not always greener. Whether it's self, in terms of herself, where she had this idea of what her life would be like if she got here, and now she realizes her own life is not greener on the other side, or whether you're someone else who thinks someone else's life is greener on the other side because you don't know the trials and tribulations that they're going through. And that's the thing about life. You can't tell on the surface right away what someone's going through. They might be going through just as much stuff as you are, and everything is relative, right? So like it's something that you experience that you're okay with might not be something they're able to experience and be okay with. So it's this song that's not only about be careful about what you choose to pursue and how you choose to pursue it and what parts of yourself you let go to get there, but it's also this song about you never know what someone else is going through. You never know the pains that someone else is suffering or the difficulties someone else is going through. So don't always just assume that they're having a great time. Like, it's almost like take care of each other. Not only take care of yourself and guide yourself in the right direction, but take care of each other and consider whether someone's actually okay. Take time to actually get to know each other and see how things are going and stuff like that. And it's almost like it's such a beautiful reflection on life and the human experience. Man.
realize, got what I wanted, it doesn't sit right. Just got to the party with the big shots and the Barbies empty. Talking till my ears bleed. He's holding the pill. He thinks that I should take one, but I'll raise him to the whole bunch. Kidding, God, he thinks I'm stupid. What it got punched, but then we go.
Look at that. I love that line too. Is like, she even says like, I'll raise you the whole amount, and he's like, she's like, he thinks I'm stupid. She giggles about it too, because it's like, yeah, like who would actually do that? The fact that you believe that I would do that is actually upsetting. That's why she says it's a gut punch. She's like, you think I'm that stupid? You think that based off of the person that I am, that I'm emulating in this moment, and who I am in this moment, and the things that you've seen so far, you think that I'm stupid enough to seriously consider taking the whole thing? That's a gut punch, because that's really saying that I don't think anything of your intelligence, is basically what that's saying, or your restraint is what that's saying. And that's why she kind of laughs about this, like, I'm kidding. I'm obviously not going to do that, because she knows she still has she's obviously intelligent, right? But because he thinks so little of her, it's almost like upsetting. And that's why she's like, that's such a gut punch. I love that line. That actually might be one of my favorites.
But then we go downtown. There's no medicine I'd spit out if it promises slowing down. Voices don't want to hear a sound.
What's happening?
But oh
Okay, sorry. Technical difficulties.
hear a sound.
Or, okay.
But oh well, look at my life. Bet you can't tell, but it's kind of a bad time. And it's
I love this part too in the video.
night, bawling my eyes out, no, but I'm so fine. Yeah, I might just shut up and drive. Hope I don't crash and blow out the headlights. My nightmare actualized. Got what I maybe if you're small enough, get away with giving up. Move across the country just
Even that choice to take like the gummies, it's almost probably like when you're at this level of fame, there's a certain requirement of like how you look too. Sometimes that seems to get applied or implied. And she's probably been on this like rigorous diet where she has to really control what she eats. So like taking the candies, like the sour candies, and having just like being able to eat them as much as she wants. And there's like almost like a bit of like, look, see that rebellious smile that she has? It's like, now I'm just gonna eat what I want. And it's like she's experiencing a happiness that maybe she wasn't allowing herself to experience for a while. Also, one thing I really like is like throughout the shots of the breaking the glass, there's actually some shots of her being upset. And that's because it's like this is what's happening now. It's like she's kind of breaking away from what she sees in the mirror because she doesn't like it anymore. So she's literally crashing it. And so that can be one of two things. One is like you're destroying that persona. Two is you're finally realizing that persona exists so that you can start to kind of hide it away. And that's kind of what she's doing here. But I really like that they intersperse shots of like that, the grief that you have to experience in moving through those changes as a person too, which is just so brilliant.
got what I
She looks pretty badass too.
if you're small enough, get away with giving up. Move across the country just to judge myself with just as much as I do when I'm sitting here. I miss my friends that disappeared and haven't seen them in a year. God, what am I doing here? Oh,
And I love that. I love that she's like thinking about her friends. It's like part of her, like, it's like, oh man, I just want to go back home. But she realizes that she almost left home trying to escape the judgment that she was putting upon herself, because probably about her own capabilities as a musician, but also so much more that we do in life every single day. And that she moved here, and even as she gained success, still she's thinking about those thoughts about judging herself and where she's at and how she could improve and how things could be better. So it's like no matter whether I was there or here, it ended up being the same thing. The only thing I'm missing now is the people that I love in my life. I don't have them here. And that's what's really starting to bog her down. This again goes back to the idea that this is a song about how we need to help each other and how we need to be in each other's lives. And it's like a song about how like you can be lonely in some of the places that are packed with people, like parties, like events, like the industry, stuff like that, right? You can still be lonely even if you're surrounded by billions of people. And that's kind of what it felt like for her, where like she moved to get to the point that she wanted to get to in terms of her career. But some of it has felt like a misstep because the way that she's gotten there hasn't allowed her to feel like herself. And also she's missing the people that made her feel like herself, which is, it's just so many layers. And we're escaping to the country here. I love this. I love that there's not enough reach for the extinguisher to actually get to the fire, which is like telling you about what it feels like. So when she's there, she's still not able to put out the fire. She's got to make a change. Damn. And I love that she uses like a hot air balloon to basically escape the life that she's in this moment. She's trying to like rise above it. And it also probably is a metaphor for how lonely it's been, because like it's almost a metaphor for her career or her place as a musician, because it started off not doing well on the ground. Then it starts to heat up, literally catching fire. And then it starts to rise. But notice that she sits in this thing pretty alone, and pretty sad. Like that doesn't look like a happy person. And so like now this is almost like all of this is a snapshot of what it's felt like for her in the last little bit, where she's felt a little bit lonely because she's risen to this spot as an artist. And that's such a brilliant metaphor for the hot air balloon, like as using the hot air balloon to do that. Amazing. Wow, that was a beautiful song, beautiful message, and honestly, just all around awesome. I really like her voice. Her voice is fantastic, and I really like the style of this song. It also keeps building, like the track keeps adding different layers as we like build the chorus or like the pre-chorus. You can hear extra instrumentations added to different sections, which also like almost can be used as a parallel to her career getting bigger and bigger and bigger, which is so cool, or her thoughts internally getting bigger and bigger in her mind, the smoke building up until she finally breaks that mirror. But wow, what a great song, great track, great video. I really like this video a lot. It felt like nostalgic for some reason, even though I guess it's like the way that the filters they have on some of the shots make it feel like a memory. And like some of the shots look a little bit old timey, which is also really interesting too, because none of the shots actually show her really partying or anything like that. It's almost all like hometown vibes. And so even in her moments where she is out doing all these things and talking about these things, the way her brain frames it is still like her hometown. And that's cool. I think that's an amazing choice. Wow, I really like that. I hope that you guys did too. I hope that your week is better than your day. Your month is better than your week, and your year is better than your month. Love you all, and I will see you on the next one.